In the previous class, we have discussed about temporary adjustments which are involved in instrument. Temporary adjustments are the adjustments which are done to the instrument before taking the readings. We have discussed there are 7 steps which are involved in temporary adjustments. Selection of suitable position, fixing level with the tripod stand, approximate leveling by legs of tripod stand, perfect leveling by foot screws, focusing the eyepiece, focusing the object glass, taking staff readings. These can be categorized into 3, in which selection of suitable position and fixing level with the tripod stand can be categorized into centering. It involves the centering of your instrument station onto the ground. Whereas third, fourth, which is involve approximate leveling of tripod legs and leveling using foot screws, comes under leveling category. 5, 6, 7 temporary adjustments involves majorly in focusing. So entire 7 adjustments can be categorized into 3. One is centering, second is leveling, third is focusing. In centering, we ensure that our tripod and instrument is exactly over the ground station point where surveyor wants it to be. In leveling, the surveyor ensures the tripod and the mounted instrument are exactly leveled. In focusing, the surveyor ensures that the objective glass, focusing glass and the eyepiece are clear and the object can be visible. This is done by keeping a small piece of paper on either sides, and if there is any moisture in it, he will try to replace the instrument or he will try to get it serviced before taking the readings. We have discussed about how foot screws are used in order to make the instrument level. Today we will discuss about methods of leveling. We have learned that we need to have a line of collimation or a reference line where it is used to calculate the levels of ground. In order to calculate the levels of ground, or here onwards I will call reducing levels of grounds, you need to have a systematic approach in order to write down those levels. In compass surveying, we have 2 systems where we note down the values. One is whole circle bearing system, second is quadrantal bearing system. These 2 systems represent the magnetic bearings using compass. The meaning is same, but the notation is different. In the same manner, in methods of leveling, we also got 2 methods. The meaning is we need to find out the reduced levels of different ground positions on earth. But there are different 2 systems. One is the line of collimation system or height of instrument. The collimation system or height of instrument. The second is rise and fall method. These 2 systems are used in order to calculate the reduced levels of ground points. Let us discuss about height of instrument method. Observe the diagram very carefully. Let us consider the ground level is in the pattern of something like this. Let us assume that the ground pattern is something like this. We have discussed that never the ground is leveled properly. In order to calculate the ground levels of these points, we will set up an instrument preferable where we have a visibility on all sides wherever the surveyor wants to calculate the reducer levels. When instrument is completed with temporary adjustments, that is centering, leveling and focusing, you will get a reference line which we call it as a line of collimation, as is shown in the dotted line. Now surveyor takes the first reading at a known elevation. This level is called as a benchmark. If the benchmark is known to him, he will take that value for his considerations, or otherwise an arbitrary benchmark of 100 meters is taken. As because this is the first reading, this reading is called as a backside. And let us take one intermediate site which is taken at A, and let us take B, which is the last instrument staff reading, which we note it as a 4 site. Let us do a small problem in calculating the reducer levels of A and B with reference to benchmark of 100. Now what does this mean to you? You need to calculate the reducer level of A, reducer level of B with reference to benchmark. If benchmark is 100, what about A? Was it 101 or 102 or 98 or 99? How much it is? In the same way, B point is also need to be calculated. As because staff readings are known to you, at backside as 1.255, at A intermediate site as 1.750 and at B foresight as 2.750, by using height of instrument method, you can easily calculate the reducer level of ground points A and B. First, we need to note down the tabular form which is given below. The tabular form consists of backside, intermediate site, foresight, height of instrument, reducer level and remarks. The tabular form for height of instrument consists of backside, intermediate site, foresight, height of instrument, reducer level and remarks. First, we write down the chain age in the column. Let us take chain age at benchmark as 0. We will write down the value of chain age 0 at chain age column. And we will write down at 0 chain age, what is the backside reading? Backside reading is 1.255. Against to that row, we will write in the remarks column benchmark. And at benchmark, the reducer level is 100. In order to calculate the reducer levels of all points, we need to know the height of instrument level. If you know the height of instrument level and if you know the readings of different station points, if you deduct the height of instrument level with the readings of the staff readings, then you will get the level or reducer level of that point. Height of instrument level is calculated and then staff readings are deducted in order to get the reducer level values. So in height of instrument method, you always calculate the reducer levels using height of instrument. As because if we have here only one station, we get only one height of instrument. Let us take another problem. Let us consider this is the ground profile where a station point is there. It is done with all temporal adjustments and you will get a line of collimation line. The first reading is taken on a benchmark of 100 with backside of 1.255 and after then there is an intermediate station of 1.750. Let us take that point as A, and then B, which is the last station, last stop station of 2.750. So the surveyor changed the instrument now to another station. I said that the foresight will be the last station's I said foresight is the last stop reading before changing the instrument. Now as because the instrument has been changed, the foresight of previous instrument station now will become the backside of the next station as is shown there. So backside of 2.150 is the first point for instrument 2. For the same B point, it is also a foresight for instrument station 1. After then, surveyor calculated the one intermediate site of 1.950 and foresight of 1.550. As because B station point you have one foresight and one backside, you will get a same row with one foresight and one backside. If there is same row, at the same point you will get foresight and backside, which means to you that instrument has been changed. When instrument is being changed, then height of instrument will also be changed. The reducer levels of different points can be calculated as height of instrument minus staff reading. Height of instrument minus staff reading will give you the reducer levels of different points. Here is one problem for the practice. The following consecutive readings were taken with the level instrument at regular intervals of 20 meters. The readings are 2.375, 1.730, 0.615, 3.450, 2.835 and so on up to 3.630. The instrument was shifted after 4th and 8th readings. Now what is the 4th reading there if you take a look? 4th reading is 3.450, which means 3.150 is the backside of the new instrument station, and the previous reading, which is 0.615, is the foresight of the first instrument station. The last reading was taken on a benchmark of 110.200 meters. He gave that at staff level 3.630, which is the last one, there a reducer level of 110.200 is known. By using height of instrument, you can calculate the reducer levels of all these points. There is another method called rise and fall method. In rise and fall method, it does not involve much complicated calculations, but if one calculation goes wrong, then entire chainage level calculations will go wrong. Now how do we do this? Let us suppose ground level is in this way. The instrument is set up, all temporary adjustments are done. A backside is taken on a benchmark of, let me say, 1.255. Then intermediate side is taken at station point A of 1.750 and a foresight of 2.750 at B is taken. Foresight means the instrument station's last reading, backside is the instrument station's first reading. By using rise and fall method, you can easily calculate the reducer levels of different points. In rise and fall method, rise or fall is calculated by taking the difference of consecutive staff readings. The difference of consecutive staff readings, if it is positive, we will write in rise column. If it is negative, we will write in fall column. For example, the difference of backside and intermediate side is negative. As rise or fall is defined as the difference between two consecutive staff readings, which means 1.255 minus 1.4750 will give you a value of negative. We will write down that value in negative column. Next, 1.750 minus 2.750 will give you a positive value. This value is written in positive rise column. As level at benchmark 100 is known to you, reduced level can be calculated as reduced level plus rise or fall. If it is rise, we will add to the previous reduced level. If the level is fall negative, they will deduct with the previous reduced level. In rise and fall method, the reduced levels of different points are calculated by considering the previous reduced level. Whereas in height of instrument is only taken in order to calculate the reduced levels of different points in a chain gauge. I got two problems here, which is done with rise and fall method and height of instrument method. You have to get the same reduced levels. The same problem which is taken for height of instrument, that is two staff stations with instrument station changed one time, you should get the same reduced levels even with rise and fall method. This is one of the problem given for you for your practice. Do it using rise and fall method. There are three numerical problems. We will solve this problem in next subsequent classes.